International news. We didn't find out at the start because of this show. Give me a cheer if you are international. New Zealand. That's. Are you not from New Zealand, but you shouted out New Zealand?
No, I didn't understand what you meant by international.
You didn't understand? Then I would say yes. Safe to opt in if I have no idea what... If ever you think yourself, I had no idea what you just said in English. Yeah, that's but you're not from New Zealand, but you shouted out New Zealand.
No, I didn't. Somebody else said New Zealand.
All right, pass the blame. Right. Now, whereabouts are you from?
Italy.
Italy? Well, and did you travel here for tonight's gig? This website promises more than it delivers. Oh, no, you must live here now?
Yeah.
Do you enjoy it here? Yeah, because there's a word, actually, we'll come back to it in a sec, because there's another story. Before we do Italy, there's a French story to talk about. French President Francois Hollande has blamed jet lag for a gaffe in which he called Japanese people Chinese. It's kind of racist of him. It's even more racist that he thinks jet lag is the guy who did the Kung Fu films. But this is right, I don't want to be harsh. It's wrong for a man who looks like me to be harsh about foreigners, and that's why I don't want to be... Thank you for coming from Italy, I'm not being harsh. Do you think that we might be a country that are kind of turning nasty about foreigners? That's all right, I do worry, because there's like talking tough on immigration. David Cameron says he's going to be tough on immigration, tough on the causes of immigration. Do you know what one of the main causes of immigration is? It's having a country that people want to move to, and he's trying to fix that. He's done so well at making the UK shit that even this guy wanted to leave. It's not a great state of affairs, is it? You'll be next, I'm afraid. It's how it goes. I did watch the speech about immigration. It was kind of a bit nasty. I watch so much news that I watch BBC News channels. So when normal news is on, I get sign language news. So glad I did, because now I know what's international sign language for David Cameron. It's the wanker sign. You live and learn with this show, don't you? So what's been going wrong with our nation? Let's have a look. This was in this week's news. This is amazing. The G4S people charged our government for this is amazing, isn't it? It's a story. They were tagging prisoners who were either still in prison or, even better, dead. They were charging the government for tagging dead prisoners. Now, in their defence, of all of the dead prisoners that they tagged, not one of them reoffended. I need to look into that as a thing. What else is a thing? Oh, this. Now, before we talk about George Osborne, clearly that's my main moment. I did notice this earlier on when I sat back there. 21 great reasons to have sex tonight. If you've hit like reason 15 and she's still saying no, drop it. Take a hint at some point. So yes, this is the rich paying 35% tax, the poor paying 36%, so we're all in it together, which is true, just that some of us are up to our necks, others are paddling. That's the way. This man, I mean, I'm not a fan of his work, but some of the things he does really kind of bothers me. This was in the Evening Standard. Osborne, I'm not driving people to use food banks. The won't even give him a lift. So, this is today's one as well. David Cameron, right, he tweeted the wrong Ian Duncan Smith. Now, he just picked the right, in his defence, it's not often I say that, but in his defence, even when I look at the actual Ian Duncan Smith, I can't believe he's real. So it makes sense. So he got the wrong thing. That's not the Twitter address thing. I'm assuming you know about Twitter. Give me a cheer if you're on Twitter. So he got the wrong email address. The app thing. Now, this is a story close to my heart because I've not actually talked about this on stage yet because I waited for the thing to finish. But I've just spent a couple of weeks writing and filling in so many forms with Twitter to get someone's account removed because they were pretending to be me on Twitter. Now, you've just looked at me in a, why the f*** would they want to be next to? I'll have you know, I've got some celebrity status. I'm the man that Heat magazine recently described as last week's competition winner. So, I'm bringing some showbiz. But it's amazing. I don't know if you've ever had identity theft, right? Someone pretends to be you and gets access to a credit card or your bank account, you think, oh no. If someone pretends to be you on Twitter, you think, that's brilliant. Until you actually start seeing what they do. In case you're wondering, if you pretend to be me on Twitter, for 2 years they were pretending to be me, I didn't find out about it. What do you get for pretending to be me? You get 56 followers. Again, in my defence, it's because I'm not a they tweeted, this is an actual tweet from Pretend Stephen Allen, right? They actually had a picture of me. The actual tweet was, I can't wait to get home to have my dinner, YOLO. Why does the fact that you only live once mean that you need your dinner? If you believe in reincarnation, food, I'm coming back again. No, I mean, if it was from me, by the way, the tweet would be, I'm not putting my penis in a live socket, you only live once. That makes more sense than those people. So, into the world of national news. Iron Brew have been selling bottles emblazoned with Fanny. Now, let's be honest, sex sells. If you buy a copy of my album I recorded early this year, it's available on Amazon, iTunes, and Google Play. It's called Stephen's Happiness, genuinely. If you buy it, you can get a free picture of my junk. I've had a lot of interest from the police. And this guy in the toilet, which is weird. But it really is a true story that you can get. You look at that, you think that is a brave new flavour. But it's not, it's right, it's a name. They're doing exactly what Coke did by putting names, but this is meant to be a traditional Scottish. I didn't realise Fanny was a traditional Scottish name. But the people, when I've been up in Scotland, people shouted similar things, but not quite. This is just a name, right? It's what Diet Coke have done, normal Coke as well, by putting their name on things. It's been amazing. I've seen people queuing to get to the bottles to search through them to get a drink that is just exactly the same as every other bottle, but it's got the name on it, and they get so excited. I've got a mate who's called Mac who drinks Pepsi, and he's just like, F you all. Max, though, I won't ruin my own joke. I got a guy, mate who's called Matt, and he's dyslexic, and he drinks Pepsi. You know what? Still doesn't work. So, right, everyone goes, oh, it's terrible, people just queue up to get their name. I've done it. I spent ages trying to look for a bottle that had Steve on it. Bearing in mind that in the advert, there's a guy who has Frederick III written on a bottle. I couldn't find one that says Steve. That's a fairly common name. I took, for ages, I managed to find one that said Stephanie. And I drank it. And it kind of made me feel good. It just felt more comfortable than a man's one. It just, I felt pretty. Into the lifestyle news, free school meals for primary pupils.